I decided I'm not going to talk about not one, but two of the new Vintage Collection Deluxe figures in one video. Because I feel like I have less and less to talk about with TVC figures. It's like, it's an action figure. It moves. It comes with stuff. But I still really enjoy collecting these. The deluxe ones still sometimes are a tough pill to swallow. Thankfully, I got Sabine for 25% off. Because Krrsantan, I was just too hyped about having a Krrsantan to, wait for a deal. I just bought him. So let's talk about Krrsantan first. So he's from Book of Boba Fett. He comes with a lot of cool stuff. He's got like some electric-y things. It's Krrsantan. I didn't get the Comic-Con version because I didn't really need all those extra weapons. I'm pretty happy with everything this comes with. And that Comic-Con one was like $40. Yikes. Not worth it. But you can see it comes with a lot of nice stuff. It's Black Krrsantan. So let's get him opened up. Take a look at what he's got. So, oh no. I'm just kidding. I already opened him. I had already opened him. I couldn't wait when I hope I got at least one of you. But when I got him, I just wanted to open him up right away. I've not opened Sabine, I swear. I've not opened Sabine, but I did go ahead and open Krrsantan because I just wanted to. So he's really nice. I really like him. He comes with this big old gun, which is pretty cool. He doesn't hold it the greatest. As you can see, it is kind of a little too big, but he can hold it. He can hold it. He can aim it. It's Black Krrsantan. It's a nice figure. I enjoy it. So yeah, he's got his gun. The scope is a separate piece that you have to attach, but thankfully it's kind of has a key slot so you know which direction to put it in. So he's got that, and it's got some nice paint at the tip. What else does he have? Let's look in this little baggie that I have of his accessories because I didn't want to lose any. So he has some alternate hands, which I feel like are, for the most part, unnecessary because he has two different gripping hands. He has like a grip and a slightly bigger grip. You can see this is like a bigger grip, and I guess the bigger grip might be good for like the fruit thing. He can hold that a little better. I guess that's what the bigger grip's for. I don't know, but he's got the fruit. And then he also has a smaller grip for like the guns or maybe like this big old chalice. You can grip that a little better with the smaller one. I don't know. He holds the accessories good, which is good. He does have these too, which are like the shocky gloves. Now, the shocky gloves, you would expect them to fit best on the fisted hands, but they don't really at all on the fisted hands because you can see it's like this shock is supposed to go over the spikes, and then you have this part that's supposed to like go into the grip, but the fisted hand has no grip. So pretty much to get him with the shocky things, you want to use the slightly open hands. So you just kind of slide it over and it fits in great. But still, it's so odd how it doesn't work with the fists. That is so odd to me. Why does it not work with the fists? Well, anyways, that's pretty much all you get. You get 3 pairs of hands, you get the big gun, you get his big mug thing, which I don't know which direction it's supposed to be in, honestly. It looks like it could be in either. Maybe this direction. I feel like it can wedge in the fingers no matter which hand it is. I think it goes in that direction. Does it show it on the box? Yes, it does. Okay. Big end is on bottom. So yeah, he's got that from the end, which is kind of cute if you want to like have a little display or something. But for me, I'll probably have Black Krrsantan just being cool per usual. So the figure itself is nice. It looks really good. I like the detail. I do like this more neutral face more. I feel like it kind of fits with the character a bit more because he's a bit more stoic than just roar. I feel like Chewbacca's a bit more of a monstrous character than Krrsantan even is. I'm kind of struggling to say his name. I keep like slipping up a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's just a very unique name, and I'm not really used to saying it. His armor looks really cool. I love the gold and all the little textures and everything. It is a separate piece, so if you do want to remove it for like a custom Wookiee, you can. But keep in mind that this belt piece is also separate, but it does leave holes. So keep that in mind in case you ever want to like use this as like a base body for a different Wookiee custom. So his articulation, he kind of has like a double ball joint at the head, but because of the braids and everything, you can get a slight swivel, but not a ton. Ball hinges at the shoulders. It's standard vintage collection articulation. What can I really say? It's the standard articulation that we have known for quite some time now, except now it is in big Wookiee form. You can see the ankles are a little hindered because of all the fur, but you still get a good tilt out of it. You just don't get much of a hinge. So that's Krrsantan. I mean, I don't really have too much else to say. It's Krrsantan. It's a pretty cool one. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the accessories and everything. And we'll see him next to Sabine about his size. I feel like he's a decent deluxe size. You know what? Let me actually grab something I just reviewed. Here it is with Waxer. So you can see he's a bigger figure. He's not as big as some Chewbacca's of the past, but neither was Krrsantan. The actor for Krrsantan is a lot shorter than Peter Mayhew. So I think it works. I think it works. I don't know why we just went out of focus. I guess that's just my camera telling me, get on with it. Alright, with Krrsantan out of the way, let's talk about Sabine. I feel like this one's going to be a little bit harder to justify for the deluxe price, but after my discount, I got it for like 21 bucks, so I feel like a little loth cat and a bag for a couple bucks, a few extra bucks, wasn't too bad. But this one, I definitely struggle to justify the full deluxe price. I can already tell you that. Especially with one of the very weird design decisions. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. I do think it's cool she comes with her little spray paint thing, though. I like that. Alright, let's get into it. Again, this one I have absolutely not opened, so we'll get to see her in her funny little coffin and the little baggie of all the accessories that apparently make this thing worth $11 more than a standard figure. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I said it was going to be. It does look like a good figure, though. I'm loving the color. The color's really popping on it. So here's the baggie. Let's just tear this out and get all the accessories out. So we've got the pouch. We have the Loth Cat, which it is cool that we finally have a 3 3/4 inch Loth Cat. I think it's pretty neat. There's the helmet. And then there's a couple of the pistols. There's a lightsaber. I'm holding another lightsaber. And last but not least, we've got the little spray paint right there. And then let's get her out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a bit of a jump cut because I forgot I wanted to grab a couple figures I want to compare her to. Alright, so taking a close look at this Sabine, I'm pretty impressed. There's a lot of detail going on here. The paint looks pretty nice and clean. I think I'm seeing a little bit of a smudge right there, but it's not too bad. The logos look good, the colors really pop, and the head sculpt, that is a really good actor likeness. That is a really good likeness. That might be one of the best TVC faces I've seen in a long time. I do want to say, though, Hot Toys, the work they've been doing for the Ahsoka show is probably some of their very best work. Those figures look insane. I just wanted to shout that out because I think Hot Toys is doing great. Yeah, first impression of this, it's a good figure. It's a really good figure on its own. But we haven't gotten to one of the more egregious elements of this figure quite yet. So let's go ahead and start arming her up. So we've got this pouch here, which I think I vaguely remember her with. I don't actually remember what was in this, but it's a pouch that she has. It's a pouch that we can put on her. I'll probably display her with it. It seems like a valid enough accessory, you know? So we can get that over her, and fits pretty good. Fits pretty good. She does have a hole for her lightsaber, which is hers, which is very much hers. Ezra has a new one, and she's got the power now, so that is very much her lightsaber. I do want a voice, though. I think I voiced it maybe in a live stream or something, but I do feel like the whole Sabine being a Force wielder kinda came out of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like it was super vaguely mentioned in Rebels, but I never really thought of her as a potential Force wielder. I never did. Then again, I'm not like a diehard Rebels fan. I didn't get the TVC Ghost. I'm not I'm not a big enough Rebels fan to drop $500 on a big vehicle. Can we stay in focus, please? Oh my gosh. But she does have, we almost have her with all the accessories. She does have the little spray paint, which I think is really cool. The Black Series one came with this, so it is actually nice that this little TVC one does. And let's go ahead. Oh no. This has been a pretty notorious issue with this figure. The helmet looks good. It looks good. Oh, that's a pretty big helmet. That's pretty big. And see, the thing is, for old TVC standards, it's kind of expected. But for whatever reason, Hasbro's moved away from the alternate head Mandalorian helmet style from Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves to a removable helmet style. Like Axe Woves has a removable helmet, and he looks pretty bad. And now Sabine is not staying in focus. I was staring off into the distance as I was monologuing. Sabine is back to a removable helmet, and it looks pretty big and ridiculous, unfortunately. For me, personally, it doesn't look egregious. And honestly, I'll probably display her without it, because I think that head sculpt is so nice. I kind of just want to see the face. I think the face looks nice. So I'll likely display my Sabine something like this. I think that looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's looking good. I feel like that helmet's the biggest problem. She does have a lot of detail. I will definitely give her that. And she does have this lightsaber, which I might display her with, but I kind of like seeing it just right there. So we'll see. The saber might end up just being somewhere else. But the last accessory is the Lothcat. And I think it just has a ball joint at the head. Yeah, it's just got a little ball joint. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute little Lothcat. I don't think Sabine's Lothcat has a name, but it's a cute little kitty. I like it. It's kind of cute to have. You know, it kind of validates the deluxe price, but not really. I don't know. I feel like this figure could have come with at least a little something else, but it's still good. It's still a good figure. Now, I did grab a couple figures to compare it to, and you can probably guess what those are. It's the previous Sabines. It's the little 5 POA Rebel Season 1 version, and I think it was released for Rogue One 5 POA one that actually has a little bit of, like, dynamic pose to it. I do have to say the latest one probably does look the best. But I do have to say I love the deco on this one still. I do love how Sabine changed up her deco. I do think there's one or two that we never got action figures of, but I think this is a pretty nice little evolution of her deco, because she always changed it up. I do kind of appreciate how the live action helmet really evokes the Season 1 look. It's almost like she kind of returned to her roots, but I do think that like this yellow and everything looks really cool on that one. This helmet is a little large. This one is not, because that is not a removable helmet. There is just no Sabine likeness for that figure. But both of these do have removable helmets and Sabine likenesses. And we can see this one also represents how she dyes her hair a little bit. So we can see one is very clearly an animated cartoon character and another is a live action character. But I do think, you know, it's kind of cool having a live-action Sabine after all this time. I do want to see, though, the live-action helmet does fit over the animated head. Does this helmet fit over this head? It does, and it actually looks better. I do have to say, this helmet looks a lot better on this body. Again, the deco isn't accurate, but that is something you might want to consider. You might want to consider a helmet swap, because I do think that animated helmet does look a little bit better. It does fit a little snug, though. So overall, I really do like this Sabine. She's got pretty good articulation, head's on a double ball joint. It's, again, pretty much the standard articulation. The shoulder pads are attached to the torso armor, which is kind of a more classic Mandalorian armor style. She's got pretty good elbows. Does she have any, like, wrist hinge? No, I think they're just on swivels. She does have a little bit of a ball joint at the waist. She has ball joints at the hips, thigh swivel. Overall, again, pretty standard articulation. It's a good figure. I enjoy it. I just think the only thing really holding it down is the big helmet and the deluxe price. Also, I don't care that I have her with 2 lightsabers. It keeps all the accessories together. So overall, there we go. There is 2 of the latest Vintage Collection Deluxes said and done. I really do like these. I think Krrsantan's pretty solid. It's Black Krrsantan, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the Sabine. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I think the oversized helmet doesn't bother me as much as I expected it to, but it's definitely too big. It's definitely too big, but it's not that big of a deal to me anyway. It's still a fun figure. It's still Sabine from Ahsoka, and I'm really excited to get some more figures from the Ahsoka show. I really haven't gotten any of the new ones yet, but I will here soon, and I'm pretty excited to show them to you guys. I'll probably do them all in like one big video review of like the new wave. Alrighty, there we go, guys. Let me know what you think about these. Are they worth the deluxe price to you? I think Krrsantan's a little bit more worth it than Sabine, but Sabine's not a bad value. I feel like she could be a little cheaper. I think if the deluxes were only $25, that would just feel a little bit better to me. Like a deluxe TVC is the same price as a standard Black Series. That kind of adds up, at least in my book. Well, anyways, guys, let me know what you think again down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.